Hello everybody, Freedombit here, bringing another video. Today's been doing Pinkie Tales! Discord Tales, actually. The Alicorn and the P! Wow, it's been a while since they did a Pinkie Tales / Discord Tales. I don't remember what the last one was, but it had to be good. I think it was the Little Mermaid they did, or was it something else, but anyway, let's see what the Alicorn and the P is all about. Type on 3, 2, 1, let's go.
Discord Tales, the Alicorn and the P.
Make by Pony.
Well, look who decided to come crawling back.
Hi Discord. Hey Pinkie.
Babies, Discord.
Aww.
Irony is not lost upon me, my dear. As I was saying, I knew it was only a matter of time before you little ponies realized my superior storytelling prowess and begged for me to return.
Or Pinkie Pie caught a cold and needed some pony to fill in. So I volunteered, and Discord practically begged me to come along.
Wait, Pinkie got a cold?
Nothing. Please continue.
Why, thank you. I shall humbly reclaim my storytelling throne, but only
You have a
this
throne?
once. Next time, I shan't be so easily swayed for your pony pleasure.
You're too kind, Discord.
Tonight's tale will be... let's see here. Aha! The Alicorn and the P. And told by the best storybook reader you've ever heard.
Pinkie.
Bye.
That's a strange pronunciation for Unky Discord.
Yeah, I think you're saying Pinkie Pie does it better.
Once upon a time.
In the distant land of Topsy-Turvia, there
Golden
lived
Fox?
a regal, benevolent,
Nice.
chaotic, and devilishly handsome queen.
Oh, woe is me.
No,
the
Discord.
queen of this land have searched high and low for a suitable alicorn to wed my beloved son, the prince. But alas, no such true alicorn can be found.
Discord is...
And the first 4 alicorns
Oh, hey,
didn't count because...
The queen's advisor asked, levitating a parchment with her magic that contained the names and faces of 4 famous alicorns, all having been crossed off by the queen.
Too old, too overly saturated by the fandom, too pink, and too OCD. No Starlight Sparkle, this will never do.
So Discord's the
The
queen.
queen said, flopping onto her throne in a huff.
Sunset Shimmer, your majesty. And if you're not satisfied with the only alicorns in the land, then perhaps another bride would be better suited for your son? Someone in his own species?
Yeah.
Sunset said,
Who?
glancing over at the prince who was dreamily looking out the window with his tongue hanging out the
Oh,
side of his mouth.
Grubble.
He was a dragon, though an oddly proportioned one at that, and never seemed to quite understand anything that was going on around him. He never spoke, but instead made odd gurgling noises and the occasional shriek. The queen laughed dismissively, twirling her crown in her claw and holding a twily cane in her paw.
Of course.
How absurd, Twinkle Glimmer. My son deserves only the best. And besides, pony hybrid babies are all the rage.
Sunset shuddered at the thought.
Isn't that right, son?
This
Clear as
story...
day.
Right.
Well, I suppose if we expanded our search beyond our borders, we might be able to find another alicorn to your liking, your majesty.
Sunset started, but was cut off when a loud knocking could be heard from the front door.
Whoever could it be at this hour?
Sunset Shimmer raised an eyebrow in confusion and looked out a nearby window to see that it was still daylight. A perfectly reasonable hour for visitors.
Yeah.
However, with a snap of the queen's claw, the sun disappeared from the sky and was rapidly replaced by the moon. In addition, she magicked a series of storm clouds that began to rain, with
Nice.
the droplets falling backwards from the ground to the sky. Whoever was outside the door screamed out in surprise. Sunset quickly opened the
Oh my,
door to save their guest from the queen's chaotic magic. A striking purple unicorn mare wearing a long dark cloak covered in rainwater was shivering on the front steps.
Sorry for the intrusion. My name is Starlight Glimmer. I was separated from my friends in a series of strange occurrences that seemed to happen rather suddenly once I entered this kingdom.
She said, trailing off when the pair of ponies spied a quesadilla monster chase down a purple alicorn, who screamed in distress in the background, followed by a flock of flying bananas who honked like geese as they attempted to get out of the rain.
That happens around here more than you'd think. You'd better come in. Not that it's much better inside the castle.
Oh, that's much
Who
better.
is it, a sparkle surprise?
The queen asked nonchalantly. She teleported out of her throne and next to the visitor.
Starlight Glimmer, your majesty.
Another one? How many versions of you twilight, starlight, shimmering glitter sparkles are out there?
More than you
Call me
think.
the crazy one. So, Nightlight Sprinkles, are you supposed to be the next Alicorn on the list?
Alicorn? I'm not a...
The mare started, but when the queen pulled her cloak away,
Ah.
sure enough, there were a pair of wings tucked in at her sides.
What the... Where did these come from?
Oh, come now, as if we all didn't see this coming. Princess Do-Goody got her wings in a one-part mid-season finale. Shimmy Sham here got hers in a music video.
Which was very
You're
interesting.
Twilight 3.0. It's only a matter of time. I'm just speeding up the process.
There's
Dang.
been a big mistake. I just needed a place to stay the night until the storm passed. I'm a unicorn, I swear. I don't know how I got these.
Starlight said in exasperation, flailing her wings about, unsure how to control them.
Yeah.
We shall see.
The queen said, stroking her beard in contemplation.
Come, come, my dear. Warm
Ha,
up
free
by the fire
parking.
While my trusty assistant and I prepare
Are you supposed to
the
put tic-tac-toe
room
up
for
the
evening.
wall?
The queen picked Starlight up from the floor and swept her into the den. Soon after, the queen
Is
returned
that a
again with the prince
cactus
in tow,
holding pears?
plopping him beside her and pushing the pair of them together.
You best get acquainted. You know, in case this all works
Have
out.
bear, have dead
The
bear?
queen said, before teleporting away with Sunset Shimmer.
Before all what works out? What is going on?
Starlight asked, in a mixture of confusion and anger. She looked up at the prince and her eyes widened. She'd never seen a dragon or any creature as unique and intimidating as him. Starlight chuckled awkwardly, taking
An
a step
anger
away from him.
donut.
The prince responded by scooting closer. She took another step away, and the prince leaned his head down to her level, staring intently at her while she chuckled nervously.
Too close, too close,
Should've
too...
stayed outside.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the queen and Sunset Shimmer were preparing a room for Starlight for the evening.
I need a test. One that will prove she is a true Alicorn. But what could it be?
Yes.
The queen said, pacing back and forth while Sunset fluffed the pillows on the bed with her magic.
Why does it matter that the pony be an alicorn again?
Oh, because every pony knows that every Alicorn is a princess, and I must have a true princess to wed my son.
Then you're really just looking for a princess, right? Can't you tell if some pony is a princess if they have a kingdom to rule?
That is
Maybe
true.
some pony subjects that could vouch for.
Silly twinkly starshine. Any princess
Sunset.
should have a crown, a kingdom, a scepter, adoring crowds, and servants to cater to their every need.
I don't want to know about
Doesn't
that
make them
second
a
pick.
True princess. No, what makes them a true princess is passing a ridiculous test that no other pony could ever possibly hope to pass. I've got it!
The queen said, snapping her claw and producing a tiny green pea with her magic.
What's that for?
Oh, you ponies, so oblivious to the obvious. This, my dear, is the test. I shall put this tiny pea under the mattress, and if she is a true Alicorn princess, then she will feel the pea and won't sleep a wink. Princesses are sensitive, more so than other ponies. You reach the tiniest bit of chaos and their little feelings get hurt, so they turn you to stone.
Okay.
Sensitivity like that can only come from a privileged Alicorn.
The queen deduced. She lifted the mattress and placed the pea in the center of the frame before lowering it down again. The queen pursed her lips and looked at the bed quizzically.
Any old ordinary Alicorn could feel a pea under just one mattress. I know! Let's make it 100!
100?
The
Oh!
queen said in delight, snapping her claw and piling one mattress on top of the other.
And blankets! 50 of them as well!
In another snap of the claw, the bed had 50 new blankets on top of the highest mattress.
How
The
is...
bed was so massive that the tower had to extend to accommodate for its size, and Sunset Shimmer looked at it in complete confusion.
How is she supposed to get
So
up there?
we want the cold, wet, and exhausted potential princess to have a terrible night of no sleep because that will somehow persuade her to stay.
You might want to push that over. It's slanting a little.
Yes, a true princess will see this bed and won't think anything is strange, but she'll still feel the influence of a tiny vegetable under the bottom mattress and not be able to sleep. That's right, kids. Your fairy tales make about as much sense as I do.
Okay, so
I
that...
couldn't have written a more ridiculous premise than this if I tried.
Well, that's Discord's first
A little
pause.
while later,
We'll break the
the
fourth
queen
wall.
escorted Starlight to her room. She took one look inside and her heart dropped, eyes widening in shock. It was the precarious nature to which the mattresses were piled,
that supposed to be a pound cake
and the overall
plushie?
height of the bed. One wrong move and it looked like it would topple over.
There you go, dear. A
It's
nice
cute.
soft bed for you to sleep in.
Oh, you shouldn't have.
Now, up you go for a good night's
Whoa, Discord,
sleep.
watch where you're touching.
I know I never mentioned this, as it wasn't particularly relevant until now, but I'm terrified of heights. Are you sure there isn't another bed somewhere safer?
I didn't know
Starlight
I didn't know
asked,
Starlight
shaking
scared
her
of heights.
The queen merely laughed and teleported Starlight to the top of the bed monstrosity.
That's a good one, Sunshine Sprinkles.
Starlight.
Imagine that. An alicorn afraid of heights. What will these ponies think of next?
I am not an alicorn!
Starlight started, but the queen was gone long before she could finish her sentence.
Hey, Magpie
Starlight
Poacher.
immediately grasped onto the giant bedpost for dear life. She wasn't sure how it was possible, but it seemed like she was hundreds of feet in the air whenever she dared to look over the side.
Yeah, don't look
She
down.
attempted to ignite her horn and get back on solid ground, but the sheer altitude from atop the bed had shorted her magic. She was truly stuck.
Okay.
Oh, that pillow's weird.
Starlight, you can do this. You've been through worse. You faced a hive of changelings, a shadow pony, Pinkie Pie on a sugar bender.
What's Sugar
You can handle
Bender?
this is nothing. What's that?
Yikes.
Can't be good. That can't be good. That can't be good. Oh, what would Twilight do? Think, Starlight. Think. Maybe I can fly off. No, that's crazy. I don't even know if these wings are real. I don't know if any of this is real.
Touch the wings and you'll know.
Pony, help! Help!
The next morning, the queen and the prince eagerly awaited to see if their Alicorn guest had slept through the night. Sunset Shimmer was sent to retrieve her from her room around breakfast time, and when she returned, Starlight Glimmer was with her, and looked simply dreadful. She had deep bags under her eyes, her mane was messed, and her pupils were as small as pinpricks. She was
Yikes.
crouched close to the ground like she never wanted to be apart from it ever again.
Ooh, why this is promising, I must say. Tell
Crackles.
me, Sky Sparklers, did you sleep well?
Sleep? I didn't sleep at all!
Starlight said, choking on her words, her tone still tinged with terror.
You passed!
The queen exclaimed, pulling on a cord that appeared beside her
You
head.
did
Which
it!
released a series of balloons, confetti, and a banner with the queen's picture giving a thumbs up and the printed words, "You did it!" in bold letters. As the confetti fell, the prince stuck out his tongue and let one of the pieces delicately land on his tongue before eating it.
Ew.
Passed? Passed what?
The test to see if you truly were an Alicorn princess worthy enough to marry the prince, of course. I hid a pea under all the mattresses, knowing that only a true Alicorn princess would be sensitive enough to feel it, and therefore be too uncomfortable to sleep. At long last, my son can finally settle down with a pony worthy of making me hybrid grandbabies.
The prince was suddenly at Starlight's side, his long tongue licking up the side of her face. Immediately go rigid. She stood silent and still, the only movement coming from the twitch of her eye.
Oh no, really?
Here it comes.
Sunset said, backing away in anticipation.
Are you kidding me? You were testing me? I didn't feel a pea. I was clinging onto the bedpost for dear life. How many mattresses did you pile on that bed? There was no additional support. The entire thing wobbled all night. I was sure it was going to fall. It was so high, it shorted out my magic. And I am not an alicorn. I don't know why I have these wings, but I certainly can't fly with them. I was awake in sheer terror all night. What kind of pony, alicorn or not, would want to marry some pony who put them in danger for a stupid test? I'm out of here!
Oh, pooh. I was so sure you were the right Twilight parody for the job. I guess you were supposed to be the Alicorn all along, Shimmy Shine.
The queen said, snapping her claw and taking away Starlight's wings.
Wait, what, huh?
Sunset shimmer instead. Starlight didn't hesitate, bolting out the door once she was made a unicorn again.
Free! I'm free!
Yeah.
Sunset's shimmer started, inspecting her wings in bewilderment. As she did so, the prince's face inched closer and closer to hers.
Oh boy.
True love conquers all.
Wait, I didn't sign up for
The end.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
Oh, what's this? Aren't they supposed to be asleep? Oh, how do you turn this thing off?
Discord!
Discord, your story was interesting, but it could be quite scary.
Yeah.
Scary? What on earth are you talking about? My story was flawless.
It wasn't.
Well, there was a killer quesadilla and terrifying heights, and not to mention a dragon.
Yeah.
Maybe the babies were a bit too frightened to fall asleep.
Oh my. Oh dear.
What's going on? Discord! What are you? You.
Bless you, Pinkie.
What are you doing here? Oh, Pinkie Pie, you look just awful. What are you doing out of bed? Pound and Pumpkin's crying woke me up. What
From
did you do this time?
that
I'm so
far
sorry.
away?
I think Discord's story might have frightened Pound and Pumpkin. Maybe just a little.
A lot.
Everybody's still a critic, I see. There was nothing at all wrong with the story I told. I can't help it if you ponies have bad taste in comedy.
That was.
Clover, I'll tell them a real story.
Bless you.
Pinkie Pie, you're too sick. I'll tell the twins a story to get them to go to sleep. Would you like that, Pound and Pumpkin? Aww, a sweet story by you should do just the trick, Fluttershy.
Oh, now see here. When Fluttershy said I could take over story time based upon Pinkie Pie's sudden ailments, she theoretically signed a verbal contract dictating that all stories therein must be told and performed by the one and only Draconicus Lord of Chaos, Discord, etc., etc. Any breach of said hypothetical contract gives all licensing rights to the series Pinkie Tales to Discord, which will promptly be renamed Chaos Tales and undergo an aggressive rebranding.
Discord? If you wanted another chance, all you had to do was ask. What? But, Fluttershy, do you really expect the Discord to tell the twins a sweet story?
Oh, you want sweet? I'll give you downright sappy.
Oh boy.
Once upon a time...
In the magical land of Horsequestria,
Oh,
there lived
that's
a lovely queen and a particularly picky prince. The queen, Horse Mom, had tried for years to find the right princess for her son to wed. However, the prince would only accept the best and truest princess to be his bride. Thus far, no princesses had won his favor.
I, the perfectly boring, correct-gendered prince, must have the perfect princess for my bride. Oh, are you quite sure we have to start this one from the beginning?
Yes.
I'm bored.
Hold on.
Huh?
How come this is the first time you've actually interrupted your own story?
You should.
Why did you drag me here again to narrate? That first narrator sounded perfectly fine to me.
That was going in
There was no first narrator.
Eh?
That was me. I can do all sorts of things to my voice.
Change it.
Throw it. Add unnecessary audio effects. I figured if these were called Discord tales, they might as well be narrated by Discord. But that's not the way Pinkie wants it. So,
I thought it was
here
golden.
we are.
Huh.
Predictable, I know. And seeing how Pinkie scared away all the other narrators, you were our unlucky winner.
You narrated it. That's not what the name says in the credits, Discord. Narrator 1 is chaotic. Chaotic. I get it. So the Great Lord of Chaos is mimicking narrators now. Great.
A bad pun I surely couldn't pass by. Especially since puns are what the Pinkie Tales franchise is built upon.
Can we get back to the story now?
Narrators insist on getting back to the story.
Please?
Dull they may be.
Fine.
Where was I? Oh, yes. How will I ever find one to suit me, Mother?
Horse Mom frowned and pulled her son into a sappy and cootie-filled hug to comfort him. As she did so, they heard a knock at the door.
Who could that be? It's pouring normal rain outside at the appropriately inappropriate hour of the night.
Seth?
Horse Mom asked, opening the door to her own castle for some reason, as there didn't seem to be many servants around. On the doorstep before her was a small yellow pony with a pink soft mane, drenched in mud and water.
Ah, so this is a Fluttercore story, is it?
That's two!
Because it can't be a Dyslexia one, since she's playing the role of the queen.
You're going to do this the entire story, aren't you?
Oh, don't pretend you don't love it. You know you want me, baby! Something tells me someone's going to get angry at me for using that phrase without permission.
Yeah, think of Magpie for that one.
So much for this. The pony had big wavering anime eyes and a quiver in her lip.
Forgive my intrusion, dear queen, but I am a princess, even though I'm just a Pegasus, and I have been tragically separated from my servants on a long, perilous journey. Might I come in and spend the night away from the storm?
The princess asked, as the music in the background became louder, while the camera panned over to Horse Mom, who you could tell was sympathetic by the tragically sad look on her face.
Of course, dear, come in. You are a princess, you say?
I am Princess Waifu Shai.
Waifu
Thank you for your
Shai.
hospitality. Do you like that one?
Hey, Pinkie Pie did a break. Fourth wall break.
Pinkie
Yeah, I?
Just kidding.
Oh,
Dear
chaos!
me.
Discord!
Discord! Are you really that bored? Or are you just trying to make it your mission to tick me off?
Oh, it's just killing you, isn't it?
Yes?
Can't say bad words in front of the little ones. This is Magpie Pony's channel, after all.
Oh, Discord used to really get
Waifu Shai curtsied, and the prince begrudgingly returned the gesture before turning to his mother.
How are we to know that she is a real princess? It could have been any pony off the streets pretending to be a waifu.
The prince said, like the picky little brat he was.
Oh, I'm sorry. If you want, I could just go.
Nonsense. Come, child, warm yourself by the fire, while my son and I prepare you a room.
Horse Mom said, ushering the poor filly towards the cracking but otherwise boring fireplace.
It's not
The
that
prince,
boring.
still skeptical, followed his mother from the room.
Patience, my dear, for I know of a test that will prove if this mare is indeed a true princess of your liking.
That's not the only requirement I have, you know. She must also sound lyrical, laugh at my jokes, be exceedingly beautiful. Although, let's be honest, none can exceed my own beauty. Oh, and I almost forgot, she absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, must be perfect in every way.
All of these things will be made clear by my test.
I think you just enjoy testing your subjects, don't you, Queenie Sunbutt?
Yes, Sunbutt.
I mean, mother.
The queen instructed several.
Hey, Rarity, and I don't know what that one.
In the highest room of the tallest tower, with exactly 20 downy mattresses, 20 quilted blankets, and a small green pea. She knew that only a real princess would be sensitive enough to feel the little
think
feet
Discord's
under all the mattresses
sleeping.
and blankets. And if she was a real princess, then she would be the one for her son. For the lover. Discord!
What? Oh, it's you.
Discord, stop
Tell me when
sleeping.
this story is over, will you? Now I know why you use these to get the twins to sleep.
You're making this
No,
so
difficult.
Flutter's waifu shy was
Good
escorted
save.
to the tower shortly after the room was completed. When she was ushered inside, she looked confused, but didn't speak up at the strange sleeping arrangements. She thanked the queen and prince and retired for the evening.
Why is it Fluttershy gets to go to sleep in this story, but I can't take a nap?
I thought it was waifu shy.
That's
Keep
4.
your character straight.
Ah, with enough interruptions.
Make pie and lost dolls.
You are so lucky I am on Mag's channel right now. The next morning, the queen and the prince eagerly awaited waifu shy at breakfast to see
Mother
the
looks
outcome
nice.
of the test. When she arrived, she looked much more put together than the night before, though she did yawn quite loudly as she was seated.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just a bit tired.
Oh? How did you sleep, my dear?
Waifu Shy wasn't sure how to answer that question. She hadn't had any sleep at all, thanks to the tiny pea under the mattresses.
How did
But
you
she
know?
didn't want to admit to the queen that she wasn't the perfect hostess to visiting royalty. She presumed that a little white lie might be better than offending the queen.
Hey,
After all, princesses were taught to be kind and bite their tongues when something...
Hey, bada, hey.
That's 5.
How have you been? You seem tense.
You know what? I am done. I don't care. What this is Mag's channel.
Wow.
Seems I've lost the narrator.
Boo.
And so, to this boring story, I say the end.
And there goes the pumpkin cupcake again.
Maybe they didn't hear me. The end. The end. The end.
I don't think that's going to work, Discord.
Nope.
It worked perfectly fine on Pinkie Pie.
Wow. Surprised that worked on Pinkie.
We're just going to have to try something else.
And what, pray tell, do you have in mind to make them stop spewing that horrendous noise?
It's not their diapers. They're fed. I know they're tired. I just don't know.
It's the story, isn't it? Not good enough yet. Take 3. Once upon a time.
Oh, not again.
I promised myself I wasn't going to narrate for Discord again. I made that promise, but the real chaotic is missing. Lost is still somewhere reeing into the sunset, and here I am. So you know what? I'm gonna narrate this one my way. There's this far-off kingdom.
Fist blood!
Of sorts.
No!
And she has this particular problem. See, she's got this kid that she wants to marry off, but all the neighboring kingdom's princes take one look at her kid and begin to question the actual requirements for being royalty these days, and they go kind of into a mental breakdown. See, her kid's a bit of a sap. You could say she's, real stiff. The possibilities of puns are endless here, because she is a tree. I mean, I figured Tree Hugger might try to claim some plant-based life forms somewhere in her ancestry, but she's actually trying to pass this tree Bloomberg off as the princess of her land. So after some time has passed, hippie mom goes to her kid all upset because she's failed, and she's like,
I am so totally bummed that I haven't found you the right soul partner with whom you can share an eternal bond. But don't let those other princes wreck your vibe. It just means that they aren't princey enough to handle all your positive karma.
But as she's amping up those hippie stereotypes, there's a suspiciously well-timed knock on their front door.
Salutations and blessings to you, traveler.
No. I can handle Bloomberg and Tree Hugger, but you're making the Prince Featherbeaver? Feather Bangs. That's totally what I said. You know what? I'm not even going to give you the chance to respond, because unlike the other narrators in this story, I have a pretty accurate sense of the power that I actually wield. So before you go and say something that you and I both know everyone will regret, I'm just going to ignore all these details that you're throwing at me to make me break, and I'm going to push on. So, ha!
I'm from a distant kingdom, and I heard you were looking for a handsome prince to sweep your princess off her hooves.
Actually, she has roots that tie her to our Mother Earth, and disrupting that connection might emotionally and physically scar her. But I can tell that your heart was in the right place. Come in and make yourself comfortable. I think you'll find the aura of this place to be quite calming and welcoming.
Yeah, sure, okay. So can I meet her?
She's in the throne room, which is actually made entirely of organic materials. We don't have to disrupt our environment to classify ourselves as royalty.
So Justin makes his way towards the princess, and at first he's skeptical, but then he sees his reflection shining back at him from the ripe apples on the princess's branches, and he decides that she's the most beautiful princess he's actually ever met, so he's on board.
This just might be the most attractive tree I've ever seen. I'll totally marry her.
That's righteous, but I'm still not getting a clear vibe from you, and I can't let my sapling marry just any pony. I'm sure after some meditation and a good night's sleep, I'll have aligned my chakras and can make a more clear decision.
Even though I get the feeling that Tree Hugger would be the last pony to make someone pass a test to marry her tree, we're just gonna have to ignore that because reasons. She has a few other ponies bring her a biodegradable, environment-friendly mattress to Justin's room, along with whatever organic vegetable was left over from dinner.
You summoned me, Your Highness.
Oh, righteous, a garden pea. That's exactly what I need. In order to give my eternal blessings for this union, I need to be sure that the prince can sense the emotions of all the earth's bounty. So, I need you to sleep under the mattress. If he can, feel you under there and rescue you, then I'll know he cares for the well-being of every pony.
Oh, well, are you sure one mattress is enough? It might be too easy for him to feel my presence.
Nah, man. There's no need to waste more materials. And, I highly doubt more mattresses will emphasize the point of this test.
So after all that exposition dump, Pony Bieber makes his way to the bed, but when he lays on the mattress, he senses what any normal pony would in this given situation. What with a Draconequus-sized vegetable literally lifting it off the ground? Something's not right.
I can't seem to get my beauty sleep on this bed.
Ow!
It's like there's something trying to keep me from being my picture-perfect self.
Perhaps he didn't hear me. Ow!
Yeah, I just sense that something's off here. Something just doesn't bode.
Are the Cake Twins asleep yet?
Morning rolls around and preteen Cream approaches the queen holding a mangled pea in his hoof, and he's like,
So I couldn't sleep very much last night till I discovered this green thing under my mattress.
Ow!
Next time, you might want to check under there before you have visiting royalty.
That's exactly what I was hoping you'd say. I put it under there to test you for some reason, and you passed. you have my blessings and positive vibes to marry the princess.
I guess the moral of that story is when your in-laws give you a ridiculous test or put you under some undue scrutiny, it's best to just smile and take it, because at the end of the day, even they know it's stupid and unnecessary, but it sure is fun to watch you struggle.
The end.
And
Did it work that time?
yep.
I think so. Aren't they just so adorable when they sleep?
Yes.
Ah, yes. Diabetes inducing.
Ow, Discord!
Oh, now, wait. I give up.
What's going on in here?
Fluttershy? Discord? What are you two doing here?
Pinkie Pie was too sick to tell the twins a story tonight, so we volunteered to help. But no matter what we tried, they just can't seem to stay asleep.
That's because the twins caught the cold too.
Wait,
Twins
what?
are always fussier when they don't feel good.
Didn't Pinkie Pie tell you they were sick?
Nope. Let's just call this payback. Phew! I knew Fluttershy would bring you along, Discord, and you wouldn't be able to resist trying to impress her by getting them to sleep, even though that's almost impossible right now.
Clever Pinkie Pie! Nice! nice one, Pinkie Pie! Nice!
Oh, you got me, Pinkie Pie. Don't ever do this to me again. Yoodles!
Worth it!
Nice one, Pinkie Pie. Woo, that was a good one. And that's a song. That sounds like a song from the Bel Air, kind of. Oh my God, that was chaotic pony, lost narrator, magpie pony, Sun Celestia. Horse mom. Get your Ever James. Ice Glaze. Ugh. Next time. Oh. Lumberjack. Oh, it's Sleeping Beauty, but it's Lumberjack. Well, that was interesting, I gotta say. Okay, where can I start? First one, interesting. Second, beautiful. Third one, Prince Trueblood and Feather Banks. Feather Banks is not a bad pony, but that was as kind of creepy and way too weird. But anyway, I gotta say, yeah, Discord, you made Lost swear. That was not nice. But Pinkie Pie, that was so worth it. They had the Pound and Pumpkin had a cold. Nice. Oh, that was beautiful. Worth it. Oh, Pinkie. You just know how to make a tale funny. But I do wonder what Lumberjack is gonna be like, so till then, this is playing from Pinkie Tales, Discord Tales, the Alicorn and the P. Till next time, bye!